Welcome, historians in training. Have you ever wondered about the mystery of where the mummies of Halloween and scary movies come from? Mummification was a religious practice of the ancient Egyptians, and we are going to dive into a world of pharaohs, religion, mummies, and pyramids. Let's get ready to learn all about this process of the Egyptians. You may have heard the word mummy and pictured bandaged undead creatures from horror movies and Halloween. But did you know mummies were real people? Ancient Egyptians mummified their dead, especially their pharaohs or kings, as they believed in an afterlife. They thought that preserving their bodies would allow the souls to recognize their bodies and reunite with it, to go on to the afterlife. But that meant the body could not decay. They realized that mummification was possible due to natural burials where the dead had mummified. When someone had died, the first thing they did was break the nose and insert a hook up into the brain. They moved the hook around until the brain was liquefied and then poured it out through the nose. They did not think the brain was important. Then the rest of the organs were removed except the heart. They believed that part of the soul was attached to the heart, and they needed it in the afterlife for special ceremonies, like the weighing of the heart, where they could see if the person's heart was lighter than a feather. This would signify any bad deeds the pharaoh had done in his life. They removed some organs that they thought were special and placed them in canopic jars, where they mummified next to the body. These were the stomach, lungs, liver, and intestines. They used a special substance called natron, which was very, very high in salt. Once the body organs were removed, they placed the salt in and on the body to mummify it. This process took about 40 days. Then when it was done, it was cleaned off and anointed in oils. The body was stuffed with sawdust and spices and closed. The whole body was then covered with resin, which would keep out mold and further stop the decay. Then the body was painstakingly wrapped with linen. A special mask called a death mask, and often made of gold, was placed on the pharaoh's head. The pharaoh was then placed in a sarcophagus, sometimes several of them, and brought to a pyramid, at least in the Old and Middle Kingdoms. Building a pyramid was no easy feat. It took thousands of skilled workers around 20 years to construct just one pyramid. The Great Pyramid of Giza is made up of more than 2 million blocks of stone, each weighing about the same as 2 small cars. The pyramids were pointed towards Ra, their sun god, and the shape was thought to help them in their journey to the afterlife. No one knows for sure how the pyramids were built, but the theory is that there were ramps that went all around the pyramid. The stones were very heavy and were dragged through the desert's lands on sleds. Each pyramid was for one person. All of his worldly possessions were placed in the pyramids with the pharaoh for him to use in the afterlife. These ancient Egyptians showed us their extraordinary belief in the life after death and their creativity and engineering skills through mummification and pyramid building. Next time you hear about mummies and pyramids, you'll know the remarkable stories behind them. That's it for today's adventure, historians. Remember, history is full of mysteries waiting to be discovered. Keep asking questions and keep exploring.